We laughed, we cried, we got frustrated when they kept yelling at ZZ because he's trying. He was trying. But anyway, we have made it. And we didn't want to have to say this because we didn't want it to be seasons. We just wanted it to be just infinite and just keep going. But WWE wants to make it seasons. So we are at the season finale of Breaking Ground. And it certainly has been groundbreaking. It's definitely a new sort of wrestling show, I guess. We really haven't had a series like this that, follows WWE hopefuls or even, wrestling hopefuls in general, which has been kind of cool. But let's just kind of get into it. So we open with a bit of an overview of kind of what's been happening over this first season of Breaking Ground. Any thoughts on this kind of opening segment?
You know what? I saw two of the worst segments of this season in this little, review here. First off, they always trying to pile up on the boy ZZ, and Justin will be like, "Cause he's fat," because Justin hates ZZ, you know, like everyone else does. I don't know why. And then they had to show cute old Devin Taylor, and the fact that she's not there anymore, and I miss her. I didn't know how much I missed her until I saw her on this show. Um, you know, I don't think I appreciated her until she was gone. It's a shame, man. I think it's a conspiracy. Little Jimmy is behind this. I tell you.
I mean, you got to appreciate things or they'll be gone, You just, anyway. So finally, at this point, when they left off, we finally had made it to take over Respect, which this whole season finale was kind of based around, which was kind of cool. Triple H travels to the event. He talks a bit about basically, the dream of being a WWE superstar. I did disagree with him saying that, these guys coming into NXT have a clean slate. I, I don't agree with that just because, it doesn't completely erase what they did in the indies, that's what got them here. So, they don't have a completely clean slate. Like we're expecting, moves and kind of gimmick characters from their indies to an extent. Obviously, WWE is going to change everyone's character to a certain extent, whether it's just the name or the whole character in general. But also, obviously they're they do eventually change their moveset. When they first come in, obviously you kind of get what you were used to when they were in the indies. Sami Zayn, we got a lot of his kind of El Generico moveset. Kevin Owens, we got a lot of his stuff. We still do to an extent. I'm surprised we still get the apron power bomb. Obviously, we don't have the package pile driver, which we all kind of want, but eventually they do kind of change them to the WWE style. But I just don't. I didn't agree that he said they come in with a completely clean slate because that's kind of up for interpretation of how he said it, I guess. But any thoughts on Paul Levesque? I mean Triple H.
Yeah, yeah. I got some thoughts. Yeah, obviously he was talking about the opportunity. I agree that obviously everyone can't make it because it'd be too easy that way. I'd be putting in my I don't know, maybe. I think everyone would be putting in an application at that point if we could all make it. But you know, I agree. I kind of, I guess it does depend on how you think about it, how you feel like he said it, with the whole clean slate thing. Because I don't really know what he meant. I'm not sure what he meant by it. If he was talking about more so characters, or more so, just like what they've done in the, kind of done in the past. Just because there is a certain way you have to change yourself with WWE, so they kind of have to, rearrange you a little bit. And some people, and obviously some people come in with a character in mind, a character that you know they've had for so long, and then like it gets completely scrapped, because it's not like it doesn't go by WWE's guidelines or however you want to say it. So I get what he means by that. But I mean, I guess like you said, not, you don't necessarily get an entirely clean slate all the time, you know.
Like, I mean, Baron Corbin's never gonna outlive the fact that he can't fall out of a ring. That's just something that he's gonna have to deal with for the rest of his career. Anyway, I'm still upset they didn't put that on the best of NXT 2015. Moving on. A couple hours before the big show, they showed Triple H, Norman Smiley, and William Regal working with Apollo on a new, more kind of impactful finisher, which I thought was kind of cool. That Triple H was actually, helping him kind of develop a new finisher. You wouldn't think of, a kind of corporate, high-ranking, member of WWE kind of, coming down to actually help the superstars on moves and things like that. But I think that's what's kind of cool about Triple H is, he's still, he'll still get in the ring and kind of work with guys, which is cool. And he has the ability to, that's the kind of the big difference between him and Vince is, Triple H was a wrestler, so he kind of knows what these guys are going through. He knows how to help them. He knows how to help them develop character and things like that, help them develop moves and things like that. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I for some reason I didn't I could not remember for the life of me what this new finisher was. Usually we go into Breaking Ground and we kind of know, we know what's already happened, so we kind of remember all of these things. But for some reason I don't know. I think I remember us saying something about it, how he finished the match, because he didn't finish it with his normal gorilla press moonsault, but which actually sounds really cool when you think about it. But I think we did mention it because it was a different way of finishing an opponent. But I thought I also agreed that it was pretty cool to see, Triple H helping out, because obviously a finisher is a big part of, number one, what kind of, if you're a face, what gets you your pop, and number two, it's kind of your identity to a certain degree too. It's a piece of your identity. Yeah. Obviously, because I mean, even if you think about the guys who are already successful in NXT, like Baron Corbin, when the end of days is when he hits the end of days, it's over. When Finn Balor hits the coup de grace, it's over. Same with Joe and the Muscle Buster. Like like I mean, for the most part, but
When Blue Pants hits the
the pants blue.
that one, yeah, it's over. Does she have a finishing move? I don't know. Moving on. Next, they featured Tyler Breeze a bit more, talking about his tenure in NXT and how he's just kind of working and waiting for that call up to the main roster. You don't have the selfie stick. It's not the same. It's not the same. You
I'm
can't
going
do
old
it.
school Tyler Breeze. I'm going old school.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
going. I'm going back in the day.
old school
Back.
Tyler. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. All right. Any thoughts on the man, Tyler Breeze, Prince Pretty, the king of Cutesville?
You know, I learned something from this. Obviously, we knew about Breeze's journey, and we know he's been there for, it seems like, ever. He probably feels like. But you know, I think it's cool. I thought it was interesting that Vince actually calls you up. I know Vince is kind of in control of the main roster more so than Triple H and Stephanie, but I didn't realize that Vince was the one calling the guys up. Just considering Triple H works with them, I thought he would be the one calling them up because he sees them firsthand. That's just a personal thought, just a first impression. But whatever. I don't know. I'm surprised that Tyler Breeze didn't get called up early. I know, sometimes you got to think about the character too. How it's going to translate to the main roster because not all the main roster characters or the NXT characters translate well to the main roster. Emma didn't really, it translated for a little bit, but not as well as they wanted to. So you got to think. I think they were probably thinking about that too with this new character, and they didn't really want to change it. But seeing Tyler Breeze on the main roster now, I still love the man. I still think he's terrific. He's one of the best. And I feel like it's funny that people always throw like homophobic stuff at him because of the way his character is. And Shawn Michaels was very, very, very similar when he first started out. When he first was bringing out the sexy boy and doing the one dance move that he has. He was very similar to that with the mirror as well. But yes.
I like how they, throw the homophobic comments out there, but they're the same fans who, like you said, love Shawn Michaels, love Billy Gunn, who was Mr. Ass,
And I bet you they're probably the biggest fans. Oh, Gold Dust, right?
Exactly. I was going to mention, but
that old school that old school Gold Dust, not this new school.
the old school gold. Ooh. Anyway, what really upset me about this episode is we didn't get to see Tyler's new dog, Bojangles. We didn't get to see Bojang. It's such a good dog, Bojang.
I can't believe you call that dog Bojangles.
Yeah. It's a good name for a good dog.
So is his name Bo, and he just happens to jangle, so you just put it together? Like what?
No.
What's your thoughts?
His full name is Bojangles. Just Bojangles is his first name. It's Bojangles.
What about his last name?
Breeze.
B squared. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Bojangles Breeze.
2B, I got it.
Yeah. But we didn't get to see him, and it upsets me that we have to wait a whole nother season to see Bojang. That's short for Bojangles. Bojang. That's kind of his nickname, because
I think if you spell it out, it's probably longer than Bojangles. I'm just saying.
phonetically. Okay. Anyway, moving on, ruining my dreams. We actually move on to another one of my dreams. Sasha Banks. Girl. Looking all kind of. Anyway, Bailey and Sasha Banks, to be exact,
Are you trying to tell me Bailey's not a dream of yours?
I mean, she was, and then I met her boyfriend, and it made me upset. We haven't met a boyfriend of Sasha Banks, so there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Anyway, they're in makeup, getting ready for their Iron Woman match that night. Tonight, I can't say, but that night, which there you could see the kind of nerves on them. They were excited, they were nervous. The first ever Iron Woman match in WWE history. the first main event pay-per-view match for Divas, which is kind of cool. Any thoughts on their preparations?
Yeah. First off, I had mentioned that we got to hear from Lil Bailey, or Izzy. I call her Lil Bailey. She looks just like Bailey. It's probably her daughter. It's probably her daughter, and they just haven't put it out there yet. She hangs out with the fam. Gotta be her daughter. But you know, obviously the nerves are gonna kick in. This is a big match for these two gals. Two gal pals. I don't think gal pals or not, but this is a big match for these two females, obviously. And this is it's one of those things where like you always want to be that person that kind of sets the standard, and changes history and whatnot. Well, not changes history, but kind of rewrites history as it tries to repeat itself. But I think that's why they were so nervous because they knew, obviously they knew they were going to put on a good match, but they also knew that there's a lot of pressure on them to still be good, not let the nerves get too much of the best of them to where it's not good.
Yeah. So, anyway, moving on. Emma's partner is trying to keep her spirits up, working through her recent injury. And damn it, WWE, stop making me almost kind of like her a little bit. Stop it. I don't want to like her. I want to keep my hatred, and you're making it hard. Stop it. Just knock it off. Any thoughts on this?
I love Dana Brooke. I do. The more I see her, and especially in squishy pants,
Mm.
but but seriously though, the more I see her, and the more she talks, I slowly start to trip in the love circle. No, I like Dana Brooke personally. I think she's a great girl, and I think you're hating because she's been injured for the majority of her matches, and that's why she hasn't been able to perform like she needs to. But she's still performing, Casey. She's still doing her thing, bruh. But seriously, she can't be down on herself. Dana. If you need you need a hug, I got you. I got you. Come
I mean, she attractive. I give her that. And I do very much like the squishy pants.
on.
Oh, so much.
I just got a question. Dana Brooke. You often compare Dana Brooke to John Cena. So if John Cena wore squishy pants, would you feel the same way? That was just an opinion type of thing, because you compare them. So I thought maybe they were similar in your eyes. Yeah, I mean, they are in your eyes. So I was thinking, another area, in your eyes, Casey.
I have
I
a
had,
question for you. In regards to your comment there, your statement, should I say? Did you visualize John Cena in the squishy pants?
um, you know, no, I was gonna let you visualize it, and then I was just
Liar,
gonna like assume that.
liar, liar. Moving on to that. That. Anyway, they talk a little bit more about the passing of Dusty Rhodes and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Any thoughts?
Yeah, like I said on the other review, it was nice to see, Cody and the fam. Well, we was all fam. We was tight. We was getting it. We was, all that, you know, all that. Yeah, all of that. I feel like Cody and I are tight now. Cody, Eden, Dustin, Cody's son that he doesn't have, um, we all tight. Me and Cody, we got tight after this, man. But where was Stardust? I mean, I was just want because Cody, they're obviously different people. obviously different. I was just wondering where Stardust was.
I
Stardust and
mean,
Goldust were just hanging out, just
I mean, Stardust, Goldust, and Stardust, Goldust, Dustin, and Cody are all separate people, right? But I find it weird that you've never actually seen Cody and Stardust in the same room, and you've never seen Dustin and Goldust in the same room.
that is
I
true.
don't,
I,
you know.
and Dustin and Black Rain either. I remember some Black Rain guy that looked a lot like him, but he had a little rat. I haven't even seen the rat and another rat in the same room, so that rat's the same as every other rat, right?
Oh, Black Rain. I forgot about that. Anyway, so I've got to find out where it was. Triple H. We get to see Triple H kind of talking to Cody and Dustin. Again, Stardust and Goldust weren't there. I don't know where they were. But he's talking about them to them basically about presenting the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Cup, kind of planning out what they were going to do. They were going to cut a promo, what they were going to do, which was kind of cool, seeing the planning of it, Any thoughts on more of the roads?
You know, one thing about this, that trophy looked really, 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 really nice. Yeah, I knew it looked nice before, but like from the different angles they were going at, you could see like the reflections of the boots and whatnot. I was like, ooh. I think we should have teamed up, and gotten this tournament. We could have won. We could have took it home. I could have put it back here, you know, you
I
know.
mean, but I got a perfect place right over here.
But you can't see it. You can't see it. At least in this open area. I could just move to the side like that. And it'd be right there.
I
Right.
mean, but if it's in sight and then people gonna know it's there and they're gonna try to break in and steal it. But if it's
You
off camera, they don't know, but we know.
but they gonna know though because technically you just told them. Somebody's coming now. I feel like
But it's not here. Cause
probably gonna be LB Clash of Kings. He gonna come in. He gonna be like, "Where that trophy?"
it's probably at Finn Balor's house. I don't know how they worked that out. Because they had that breakdown, they had the feud. So was there like a custody battle of the trophy? Like what happened? I don't know.
Maybe they took it to the WWE Hall of Fame. You know how the guy every time you break a record for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, they take it. Take the ball. They don't let you keep it for some reason. They take the ball to the Hall of Fame. So maybe that's what they did.
I,
They
I
got it in
probably
wherever the Hall of Fame
probably.
station is.
Or
Wherever they put the bus.
or the roads, they took it back, because they couldn't play nice with it. I don't know. But moving on to more of Triple H, but this time we see Sami Zayn talking to Triple H basically about his injury. I kind of like this. Uh, kind of you saw Triple H kind of talking to him because Triple H obviously has had similar injuries, not exactly the same, but he's had injuries, so he can kind of is this normal? Should I still be feeling discomfort or pain this far along in the recovery? Which I think was kind of cool. They're still unfortunately making Sami Zayn lie about the injury and how it was suffered by Cena. Uh, any thoughts on Triple H talking to young Sami Zayn, the future of the WWE?
So I guess Cena injured himself too, because that's how it worked. Anyway,
It's called
um,
karma. It's karma.
I thought it was cool that the game was helping out, helping Sami Zayn out a little bit, because obviously he's been through these rough injuries, and this is Sami Zayn's first one, so I think it's very easy to get discouraged during your first, injury, especially the first kind of longer injury for him. But it's cool. Like you said, it's cool. I sound like Justin. Like you said, it's cool to it's cool to see the corporate guys helping out. Especially Triple H is a legend at this point, I guess. He's in every WrestleMania because that check. But I think it's cool because you're like this guy. He has the experience. He's been there. And I'm rambling on about things. So
All right. I like that we also kind of got to see Road Dogg a little bit more in this episode too.
what was Billy
Um,
Gunn?
no, Billy Gunn was fired. He's
They
gone.
didn't recap that. What happened? I'm just saying. They didn't tell us that.
I don't know. I don't know.
They
It's
never told us
again,
he doesn't exist, right? That's what.
more of the lies, more of the it's a conspiracy.
So
Cena,
what's gonna happen? I'm just wondering. What's gonna happen when Billy Gunn yoga come out? And the WWE superstars start using Billy Gunn yoga. Are they gonna like promote it as much, or does he not exist anymore? Because a lot of times when people get in trouble, you don't exist. It's unfortunate.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, they review Asuka versus Emma's partner. I'll give it to her. I'll give it to her. She fought through that injury. She fought through it. And I'm not saying, she looked good. I'm saying it. She looked good. Like physically, she looked good. I'm not saying like in the ring she looked good, but
She was injured.
um, any thoughts on this? Or we can move on.
Number 1, she was injured. Number 2, she was injured. Number 3, she was injured. Number 4, she was injured. Number 5, she was injured. She was injured. It wasn't her fault.
I said she fought through it pretty well. I
Hashtag
said
blame Asuka. You can't get mad at Dana Brooke. I don't think it works. But anyway, you can't get mad at Dana Brooke.
you can't blame Asuka. That's racism.
Darn it. You know what? She fought through it. And, I love her. So
I'm starting to like her, and I don't want to, but I'm starting.
you just can't resist the Asuka and the Dana Brooke. But I just want to, real quick, because I don't know if you're going to mention this, but we saw a little bit of your boy Sabby, Tino Sabatelli. We did. We saw him. And they said the narrator, I don't think he knows what he's talking about, but he said that it could take years for him to even get to NXT. And I'm like, what? Why years for him to get to the developmental portion, the portion where they develop you and stuff?
He got sent back to the beginners class. He sent back to the
It's a
beginners.
conspiracy. Lil Jimmy is all over this episode.
But anyway,
Lil Jimmy.
going back to that, yeah, we did see. It's not Lil Jimmy. But anyway, we saw Tino and Baron Corbin, talking about how they.
Did you see? I saw Lil Jimmy though. He was right there in the background. He was just sitting there scheming like that.
They was talking about how they used to be in the NFL, and they had.
And then Lil Jimmy came up and he said, "Bruh." Oh no.
And I do believe that Baron Corbin was on the Arizona Cardinals. Fun fact about the Arizona Cardinals: they grow their grass outside, and they roll it up, and they bring it inside. Any thoughts on Baron Corbin or how the Arizona Cardinals, they grow the grass outside, they roll it up, they bring it inside?
That's the most important factor. That's how Baron Corbin got to the WWE. And what happened was, the outside, they didn't have the grass out there. So, when he fell outside the ring, he wasn't, he had to brace himself. He didn't have that grass out there. So I get it. I understand. The more and more I see Baron Corbin, the more and more I understand. Baron Corbin obviously has a small circle. It's like that. It is very, very small. But he will reach out to the young football player and make sure he he making it through and whatnot, which I think is kind of cool. At least he's not entirely a bad person.
No, he's a dick. No, he's
You
still
know
a
what?
dick.
I like Baron though. I don't know
He's,
what it is about Baron Corbin, but I like the guy. He hits the end of the days, and I'm like, end of days. I don't know what it is.
all right.
And then he falls out of the ring, and I'm like, no, sorry, I didn't mean to bring it back up, Baron. I'm sorry. I apologize, bruh.
He's going to end the days you.
Hey,
Anyway, moving on. Fast forwarding back to where we were before I had forgot about Tino, my boy.
shame.
Next, they reviewed Jason Jordan and Chad Gable's
Who was
first.
that?
JJ and Gabe. Team Ready, Willing, and Gable.
So Team RWG, right? That's how WWE does it.
I mean, true. We review their first NXT special match against Rhino and Baron Corbin, where they lost. Because they wasn't Ready, Willing, and Gable at the time, and they lost. Any thoughts on this review of this match or?
I know what it was. I know what the issue was. I know what happened. It was the tracksuits. It was. They didn't have the tracksuits, and it stuck in the back of your mind. It's kind of like you go in, you throw an interception early, and then you come back. You're doing pretty good. You throwing dots. You throwing dots all over the field, right? You throwing dots. And you get to the end of the game, you get real close, right? You get real close, and then you throw the ball on the 1 yard line and it gets picked off and wait, what? Hold up. No, that's kind of how it is, Sometimes it happens. The tracksuits, that's what happened. Tracksuits. It's all the tracksuits. It's all the man. Whoever was supposed to deliver them in 3 to 5 business days took 5 to 7 business days because the paperwork wasn't right and the check-in was in the savings and.
Anyway, next we see the finals match between Baron Corbin and Rhino versus Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. And then we see the Rhodes Brothers presenting the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Cup. Any thoughts?
Obviously, it was cool to see the trophy. I thought it was interesting the different like the contrast between the reactions of Joe and Balor, or no, not Joe and Balor, but Gable and Jordan losing compared to Corbin and or more so Corbin losing. I thought that was so interesting. How upset he was, and it kind of goes back to like being the best. Remember we talked about that last week. Where obviously Corbin wants to be the best, and you know, I think, but I think this was more of a non-selfish type of a thing, and more of a thing where Dusty had been such a mentor to him, so he kind of wanted to win it, you know, for him and whatnot, because when he was first mad about it, like it made it seem like he was being just selfish and wanted to, I just want to win, but after he kind of explained it a little bit, I was like, I see what you're saying. And then like Jordan and Gable, we're just happy to have the experience, and kind of show you the difference between
humble.
but still, it shows you the difference between guys who have kind of grew into the pro wrestling, and they started from amateur wrestling to pro wrestling, where a guy who came from more of an athletic, a pro pro sport recently.
So next we see Tyler Breeze versus Apollo Crews. Yeah, and we get to see Apollo's new finishing move that we had forgot what it was, and then we remembered after this. But yeah, any thoughts on the match or the move or the amazingness that is Tyler Breeze?
Does he
He
use the
fell
move? Does he
triple
even use
arm.
the move anymore? I remember seeing it this match, but I don't remember seeing it recently. Um, in his matches. So did they like change it or something? You know, and we don't know yet because we haven't seen Breaking Ground, so we don't know. It was cool. I think it was cool because it kind of gave him another way of finishing a match, which you always need another way of finishing a match, especially once you get up to those longer matches. People obviously are going to kick out of your finisher, so you got to find some other way to do your thing. But I like the spinning throwing slam thing. I liked it a lot. I was a big fan.
It was a good. I think that's actually what it's called, the spinny throwy slam. The STS is what they're calling it. The spinny throwy slam. Uh, but anyway, finally, the Rock. I mean,
The Rock
it,
has come back home. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Wait. I was excited. You can't tease The Rock and then not have The Rock come out.
all right.
You got the belt and
I'm
everything.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But finally,
The Rock has come back to the Royal. Oh wait, no.
hold on. We gonna fix this. Finally, we get.
The Rock has. You can't mute The Rock. The Rock said you can't mute The Rock. He has come back to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast.
We get to the match of the year, the Iron Woman match.
The Rock came to the Iron Woman match. I didn't
Bayley.
see him. Didn't even. My. They didn't even announce that he was there. WWE. They dropped the ball. The Rock was at. Was he? Was he in the match?
Yes, he was. He was the big
Was he?
lady.
He was the
I'm sorry.
referee.
No, he was the
He was.
huge lady, as you put it. Um,
What was Nia Jax tonight? What was my girl Nia Jax? I like Nia Jax.
moving on. Moving on.
Finally,
Bayley,
right?
Bayley versus Sasha Banks. I love this match. I think this was one of, if not the best match of the year, one of the best.
And I mean best. Oh, sorry.
Are you done? I just love how good of a heel Sasha kind of. I feel like her heel character broke out in this match. Especially with Izzy. Like she made her freaking cry, and I was like, oh my god, she is the best heel ever for making a little girl cry, which I understand is horrible. I get it. But I mean, it's for the character. Some children have to cry so that heels can be born. But again, we were upset that it didn't go into overtime or a tie. But it was an awesome match. Any thoughts on the match? And not The Rock.
You know, I got a chance. I got a chance to watch this match. Me and the millions. I'm millions. Oh, sorry. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. Oh, The Rock. No. This match, yes, I agree, was one of the matches of the year. I definitely loved it. I agree. Sasha Banks heel heat went from here to here. It went way up. With making Izzy cry. I don't know if it was like intentional or if Izzy was just getting emotional. Because her mom. I mean, her favorite wrestler was getting beat up, But I thought it was a pretty good match, and she took the headband, which was a shame. Yeah, I remember us thinking, you know, because it was only like it would have been different if it was like 30 seconds left and she was in the submission hold. And we'd been like, because she had 30 seconds to hold on, which is kind of a little bit harder than the 3 seconds she had left to hold on. And I think we both felt like, if you wanted the title, wouldn't you have held on for the last 3 seconds? And last like 1 second too. Like she gave up at like the last, in the like really, really last second. But this obviously was a really good match. I'm glad I got to watch it. I want to see what more they're gonna do with the female division, the women's division in WWE. Not only on the main on NXT, but on the main roster, hopefully too. With calling all of these millions, calling all of these females. You had to do it. You had to do it.
Anyway,
We're gonna take the Divas division. We're gonna take the Knockouts division. We're gonna take the World Heavyweight Championship division. We're gonna take the Intercontinental division. We're gonna take the United States Championship division. We're gonna roll them into a ball. We're gonna shine them up real. Okay, sorry. It need that.
turn them
It need
sideways and sit
that.
straight up. Yeah. Anyway, after the show, one part that I thought was pretty cool was all the coaches kind of evaluate the show, how it went. And then after that, they said that after every NXT special, Triple H kind of addresses the entire roster, whether you were in the show or not. I like that he does this. A lot of other shows, especially indies, you go to the show, you do your match, you don't get really any critique from the promoter or whatever. It's just kind of do your match and leave. You don't get that feedback, that even the simple attaboy kind of a thing. We saw James Storm in the front row there. I saw him. He was there for the week that he was in WWE. And at the end of the meeting, Triple H calls Tyler Breeze up and announces that he is finally getting called up to the main roster, which was kind of cool. Any thoughts on these two segments?
Yeah, I think that is really cool that they do that. I feel like they don't do that with the main roster, and maybe it's because it's the developmental, and all of that, But it seems like if they're gonna like debrief you like that, it seemed like they would use some more of these guys who are kind of in the beginners class, Tino Sabbatelli. They would use some of these guys that are still looking for a chance, not necessarily as jobbers, but they would use them, if they're gonna do this, and they might do them as dark matches too. We just don't get to see them. And finally, the oh, I'm so excited. Tyler Breeze got called as the main roster. I was excited when I saw it. I saw it by accident um, on Instagram because they showed it. It was on. I think it happened on SmackDown. Somebody had showed the taping early, and I was excited, but I was like, I don't know if I was gonna watch SmackDown or not that week anyway. But I was definitely excited to see Tyler Breeze finally get called up. That he's definitely one of those guys who has been in NXT for so freaking long, and you're just like, he's probably just like, finally, Tyler Breeze has arrived on the main roster.
Exactly. And now they kind of went through all of the featured NXT stars this season, and what they're doing currently. It said that Jason Jordan and Chad Gable have kind of been gelling more and might be getting a tag team title shot soon. Any thoughts on that? Possible gold?
They deserve the gold because they are ready, willing, and Gable. They do deserve the gold. It's a true statement. Because Dash and Dawson have them right now, and hashtag save the titles. Hashtag Enzo and Cass are never gonna win them because WWE hates them. Hashtag whatever. Hashtag. That's just
Hashtag moving on because I'm sad. The Hype Bros could be getting a main roster call up in the near future, they said, which, could be kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Thoughts?
Yeah, like I've said previously, they don't really need the titles. With the help of Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawley is gonna be fine. It's at least as a tag team guy. It may take him a little bit to get on a singles run, but that won't be for at least a year. You know.
Yeah. Uh, Corbin is still a dick. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. He's still working on his mic skills and patience. Any thoughts on his mic skills or patience or the fact that he's a dick?
All those are true. You know, I want to see Baron Corbin do some big things. I would love to see him get caught up this year, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna probably try to get him around with the title because he's one of those guys that he hasn't had that experience with a title in the past because he hasn't or a wrestling title in the past because he hasn't always been a wrestler. So I feel like he's one of those guys they'll probably give a run with the title. See what he does, see how he improves and whatnot. So I have to be a little bit more patient with Baron Corbin, unfortunately, even though I want him to be called up now because I like him a lot. I just I don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
He's grown on me a lot. I don't. I remember you saying he had a knit factor, and I was like, I don't see it. And then now I like I love the guy. So I don't.
uh, so Sami Zayn, as we know, finally returned from his injury. Any thoughts?
And he is soon to make a debut, right? Please on the main roster. He's soon to be in the Royal Rumble, right? He's soon to compete in WrestleMania, right? 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 Right?
Anyway, uh, Nia Jax.
What did
Uh,
they say about Sami Zayn though?
they didn't really say anything. They just said he made his return, and
How dare they?
well, because they knew. We already know because we pay
Portion.
attention.
But I mean, we know, but we didn't know that the Hype Bros may get a call up. I'm just saying, Casey.
But anyway,
We didn't.
it's WWE. They give you what they want to give you. Not it's featured anyway. Nia Jax got, as we know, again, got her title shot in London, but was unsuccessful. But they say that 2016 could be a big year, a breakout year, if you will, for Nia Jax. Thoughts?
Could we say that this is gonna be a huge year? Could we say it? I think it works.
For a huge lady. Speaking of another lady in squish pants, Emma's partner, who wears squishy pants, is recovering from. I guess she actually did have a surgery for on her pec or shoulder, or whatever, and is waiting to return to action. Uh, I mean, squishy pants, and she was going in to help, stretch it out. I will help her stretch it out. That's something that I will do. I'm willing to help with the stretching out thing. I mean, and stretchy pants, and squishy pants, I should say. Sorry. But any thoughts on Dana Brooke? I said it.
I'm ready.
I said
I,
it.
you know, I'm surprised Eva Marie was not featured more on this show. Anyway, you know, I am excited. I think this is gonna be a big return for Dana Brooke. They might I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna try to debut her and Emma on the main roster at the same time. Obviously they wouldn't do it now because there's too much going on. But I'm wondering if they're gonna do that or if they're gonna like have her turn or have Emma turn. But I feel like turning Emma heel this kind of they just turned her heel, so I feel like why would they turn her back? I'm wondering what they're gonna do because I I think she's gonna return and be pretty good. Like I said, similar situation with Baron Corbin. I feel like she's gonna have to hold it. She's gonna probably need to hold the title to kind of just get it. Number one, it's gonna help her get the jitters out. Number two, it'll help with you know, she hasn't held a wrestling title before. You don't really know what to do unless you've held one. You know.
Yeah. So Bailey is still the champ, darn it, as my co-host would say, but is hoping to get the main roster call up and reunite the four horsewomen. Any thoughts on? Because I mean, if she goes up to the main roster, she's got to lose the title, and I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know.
They're gonna reunite the four horsewomen. Hint, hint. Like I said last week, and they're gonna have them come up and attack people, and then there's gonna be a feud for the title. I don't know why I sound like I'm preaching. There's gonna be a feud. I turned into Big E just now. There's gonna be a feud.
The Lucha Booties.
There's gonna be a feud for the title, and it's gonna be kind of a respect thing, and then it's gonna happen. I can see it. Look into my eyes.
I'll look into your eyes and talk about Apollo Crews, who is still working on his mic skills. That's all they said. Thoughts on his mic skills or him?
They're not that bad, darn it.
I mean, I speaking of mic skills, where's Lovepreet? Where's my boy Lovepreet?
Okay, one thing. One thing. You better not. When Lovepreet begins to talk, you better give him the same flack you gave Mahabali Cheryl. Darn it.
Nope.
You better. I don't care if you like him more. Darn it.
Moving on. Tyler has finally become a WWE superstar. They talk about a little bit about his finally being called up. And I thought it was cool to actually end the season finale. They showed the beginning of his entrance on the main roster, which was kind of cool. Any thoughts?
Yeah. I'm excited for next season. This was one of those shows we were looking forward to. I know. And I don't think it hasn't disappointed. We got to see Squishy Pants, and, but we and we also got to see, which was really cool. Some of the people who we've seen on NXT, but they weren't like necessarily featured yet. So I wonder if they're going to feature some of those people more. And obviously with the Tyler Breeze thing, yeah, finally.
And next season, obviously we got to see Blue Pants.
Squishy Pants or Squishy Blue Pants. I get it.
I can get behind. Yeah, that
so Dana Brooke in Blue Pants or Blue Pants in Squishy Pants. I'm trying to figure out.
Both. It could be a tag team. Team Squishy Blue Pants. Anyway, this has been our Breaking Ground, I guess, season 1, season finale episode. Finale. I'm excited for whenever season 2 is. I don't think they've announced when it's going to be. At least I don't remember them announcing it. Again, I kind of wish it wasn't seasons. I wish it just kind of went through. But, I don't know. It's WWE, so they're going to do whatever they want to do. But we're excited for the next season. Hopefully they have another season and not do what they do with freaking Tough Enough every time they have a season where they're like, okay, we're going to come out next season, and then the next season is like 6 years later. But any closing statements, thoughts, questions, concerns about the future of Breaking Ground? If there's any more ground to be broken.
You know what? I'm excited because I want to know about some of these, newer superstars, and I want to know what are their names. Cause it doesn't matter what their names are, okay? It doesn't. I had to throw in one more Rock reference. It had to happen. It must have happened. But no, I hope they don't do the whole tough enough thing they do. I feel like they won't. They don't have to search for a network to put it on because they already got one. Um, get it? Because network and WWE. Anyway, and I'm wondering what's gonna happen with these guys who were featured because obviously they're taking them to higher heights, to the top. They're taking them to the top. So see what happens. And I
What I
know
want
Eva
to
Marie's gonna
know,
be featured next season. I know it's gonna happen. And Casey's gonna be excited. I know it.
what I want to know is what the hell happened with James Storm. They had gold. They had a perfect talent, and they let him slip through their fingers. I'm disappointed. I want an explanation from WWE as to what happened. But anyway, this has been the season finale of Breaking Ground, and we will see you on the flippity dippity.